everyone, I'm Christy. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to set up my February bullet journal. I'm really excited about this month's theme. If you've been to my channel before, you might have seen that I have done a Vampire Diaries themed bullet journal over the summer. The Vampire Diaries is one of my favorite shows, so of course I had to watch the originals, and when I finally finished that about a month or so ago, I knew that it was going to be my next theme. Let's get into it. We're going to break down what I did on each page and chat a little bit about the originals, so just be warned that there may be some spoilers ahead. Once again, I'm using my Archer and Olive journal. I think I have the 192 pages. So for the cover page for the month, I wanted it to kind of look like the logo for the originals, but instead of saying the title, it would say February. So I painted a rounded rectangle in black. The paint that I used here was like Michael's brand acrylic, so Artist Loft, and it was fine. I think in the future I would use like a gouache because I could kind of thin it out with water. This was really thick, so really a little paint did not go a long way, and I wasn't thrilled with how the edges came out. They were a little sloppy. Then for the letters, I used the acrylograph, the white acrylograph from Archer and Olive. I'm not sure I'm thrilled with these pens. I had really high hopes, but so far I'm not loving them, but I guess maybe I just haven't used them enough yet, so I'm going to keep trying them out. And then for this little design and then the squiggly above the letters, I just used a red Sharpie paint pen because I didn't have any red ones from Archer and Olive. After the cover page, I did a calendar spread and then important dates. What works for me right now is having one side be important dates, so I just list out the countdown 1 to however many days there are in the month, and then I just do a little calendar spread so I can see what day of the week each number is, but I don't have to write any dates in. So for the theme was the originals, but since it was February and February is Valentine's Day, I kind of wanted each spread to have something to do with love, which sounds weird because the originals, I don't know if you're familiar with the originals, there is a lot of, I wouldn't say not so much violence, but they're a little evil, I guess. But they are super big on family, and of course there's a lot of romance. So for the first page, I devoted to Hope and Klaus. I used my watercolors and some of the acrylographs after I sketched it out in pencil to the last scene that Hope and Klaus are in together before Klaus goes off, and spoiler ahead, him and Elijah die, which I don't know about you guys. I get the ending. It was very poetic and it was very fitting, but at the same time, they didn't both have to die, and I'm still mad about it. I was sobbing, but it was so beautiful. Anyway, I'm coloring in the vines. They're standing in the doorway of their compound that they lived in, and he's telling her how much he loves her. I am actually rewatching the Vampire Diaries right now, and I'm up to the part where Klaus makes his entrance, and it is amazing how much he changes from, talk about character development. But it's funny because, you hate Klaus when you first meet him. He is the antagonist, but then you move on to the originals, and they're all the protagonists, and, you see this softer side of him when he really learns to love his daughter, which is really sweet. I also now watch Legacies, which is way different from the other two shows. It's definitely a more campy vibe, and I think it's targeted towards a younger audience, but I just love the Vampire Diaries universe, so I couldn't not watch. And side note, I'm not sure if I made this clear earlier, but Hope and Klaus are father-daughter. Just so we're aware, not romantic. And then I used some letter stamps and just black ink to stamp out a quote that Klaus says to Hope: "I love you more than all the days and nights, deeper than the oceans and the skies." And then I stamped their names. It's funny because actually when I filmed this, I didn't realize how long it took me to stamp all that out, but it took me 16 minutes just to do the quote and their names, and then I was able to speed it up down to 42 seconds. But I did just want to point out that it took me a long time, and I want my efforts to be appreciated because look at how cute it came out. And then I used a midliner to just highlight each day of the week to separate it and kind of give it a little depth, which I really like the way it came out. That was actually the second week, which one I caught on video. The first week is, you're going to see in the flip through, is Klaus and Caroline, and even though she's from the Vampire Diaries, she was in a few episodes at the end of the originals, and it was a really sweet moment, and I just love them so much, so I had to include them. And here's the spread that we saw. The next is all the couples from the show, and then the last week, to go out with a bang, Always and Forever, all about family, the Michelsons, and that cute little picture they took. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and check back soon for more videos.